My name's Joe Stahersky, and where I grew up was on the south side of the city around Midway Airport. Went to St. Lawrence, got bussed out there from the city. The Vietnam War was going on, and a lot of guys in my neighborhood back in 1970, they were already over and coming back, and I decided I want to do a part for my country. Went down to Recruiter on 63rd Street and decided to go crazy and go in the Marine Corps. So I had the summer off and then left for San Diego, California, MCRD. Then after getting through with training, I was summoned to the company office to stand tall in front of the top. And he says, "You got orders to Vietnam." I got jumped. It was 3 Marines with they call it a doggy wrench. It's a lead pipe that battens down the ship hatches. When I walked through the darkened ship maze, that's when I got jumped. Lost the front teeth, stitches over the head and the eye and stuff like that. The neurological issue that I have supposedly been diagnosed with, but really don't have a diagnosis through the VA or any other hospitals. They're just showing symptoms of spastic paraparesis, which is a neurological issue, and all they're telling me that it's a progressive issue. But back in '73, it started occurring, but it wasn't as prevalent. Life, took a new turn. I got married, had a child, and everything okay. Bought a house. I can remember this date, and everything was in August, 1st of 1986, where I was rotor-tilling a pretty good-sized piece of land for a garden in Wheaton, Illinois, and I went down to pick up a piece of dirt, and I couldn't get up. So I crawled to the back of my house, and I called for my wife. I said, "I can't get up." So she said, "Let me call the ambulance." I spent 2 days at Hines, and they did all sorts of tests, MRIs and all of that. I couldn't come up with anything. And the head neurologist really kind of apologized to me, saying that I'm so sorry that we don't have a diagnosis all this time. So basically, spastic paraparesis is a symptom of something, but they don't know what I have. And I've been still going there for quite some time. So it also has progressed to the point now I walk with crutch canes all the time. I have back issues because of the way I walk. All right. Spinal stenosis. Okay. The arthritis in the back. I use a scooter most of the time to get around long distances. Getting up and down stairs is getting kind of impossible. I haven't taken a bath in our own bathtub. It's got to be 12 years or so. I can take a shower, but the step that going into the shower is getting a little dicey. And I have a chair in there, and I just sit and do it from there. It's basically really tough. And I have a service dog that helps me out now. Her name's Dora. And people ask me what she does for you. If my cane drops, she's trained to get the cane and bring it to me. She's also trained if I fall and injure myself, she's trained to alert my wife. Issues have progressed but I understand age has a lot to do with it, but we do the best that we can, and what we got. The steps that I took when I decided to make a claim, this goes back some time, 86, when this really started coming about. And how I was treated there, I really didn't like it that much. So I basically didn't want to go back to the VA. Then a friend of mine, a non-vet, told me, and he said, "Joe, you need to go back and reapply." And I said, "Mike," and I said, it's a hopeless process. I'll go. But I started listening because he told me He says, Joe, they're not giving you anything. He says, you earned it. I took that to heart. So the process that I started going through with the VA, I first got contacted the Veteran Service Officer in DuPage County. He put a claim in for me. And he asked me what transpired while I was in the service, and I told him. And I waited for about a good year before I get a letter from the VA saying that I was denied. I've had more tests done at Hines that you can shake a stick at. Still, I'm looking for answers. They also had a physical therapist come out and evaluate the home. Really didn't hear much from her after it. They sent a wheelchair and a walker, which it's kind of difficult for me to use in here. Okay, I use my crutch canes because I still have my upper body strength, but I find it kind of funny that I was denied, and yet they send equipment and give me equipment for my use because they see that I can't get around too good. I heard about Warrior's Mind just recently through Peter Raskin's office. They're the ones that I contacted because I wasn't really getting very far with the VA. How I would describe Warrior's Mind is an organization that's got men that have leadership qualities, want to see a change for the betterment of the people that serve this country. All right. I'm not trying to downplay our VA system, but as any organization that is huge and massive as the VA is, there's going to be cracks in it. I can understand that, and I'll try to be patient with it. But when things didn't start working, that end of it, and Warrior's Mind came out and put a friendly hand out to shake. I believe, okay, you'd be a fool not to accept it. I believe a Warrior's Mind kind of picks up the pieces where the VA might have dropped the ball. And if they can do that, not only here, but throughout our country, helping veterans, help themselves. That's a big project, and I think it's a noble one.